Hey, Mick, we know it's coming out of the White House, out of Acorn. That's what Betty says. Betty's saying that all this disruption into the alternative news network is coming from Acorn and the corruption of Acorn.
Well, I've done 4 programs today. I did 5 yesterday. I got 1 more today, actually, on that Acorn subject. And I was on with a woman from Providence, and I'll look up the station here this morning. And, boy, I'll tell you one thing. She ripped them a new one. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this woman is a professional in her field, and she was as hot as a firecracker. And, you know, Providence, Rhode Island is really a liberal place. You know, I grew up in New England. She was on WHJJ, 9:20 a.m. in Providence. Her name is Helen Glover. And, boy, was she good, and was she smart. I mean, she really just did a tremendous job laying it out. I don't even know why they had me on the program, because she was like Machine Gun Helen, you know. And there are people out there in the major networks who are willing to speak out, and she's one of them. And it's getting so now that I'm doing at least 30 programs a week. And, excuse me, you know, a number of them are 20 minutes and a half hour. And so now it's starting to reach to 35 or 40. And I love doing it because, and I do it on all kinds of subjects. And I don't know how I get involved in that, but anything that's controversial, they call me, you know. Well, they email me, and I tell them whether I can do it or not. But I don't turn down very many, because the public needs to know the truth, and it's pretty simple. And this situation with Acorn's been coming for 14 years. I mean, the whole thing is nothing but a bunch of goons, criminal types. And, of course, it was run in Chicago by the president's wife. And he has proffered legal advice to these people. And, you know, they're looking for $8.5 billion more to inform people how to break the law. And I've seen them in their brown uniforms. I've seen them at gatherings where they push people around and threaten them. Most of the people who are in these uniforms are big goons, and I think we need to do away with them.
Amen to that. By the way, Lisa in Washington State, up there in Seattle, she comes in and she says, "I got a quote for Mr. Chapman. Tell Mr. Chapman that Obama said, quote, Acorn and my friends will shape my presidency. My partnerships will be the circle of friends." What are you saying, girl? "My partnership will be the circle of friends that are around me. Look to those who circle me, and you will find the truth in government."
Well, it says a lot about the president.
He said that 2008, November, right after he was elected.
Well, why don't this person, please, our listener, send that by email to you, and then you can send it to me, and I'll use it on these programs, because that's very powerful. And I can lead off with that and say, no one can say that this guy's not involved in this thing. And this isn't political. This is about morality. They have, and Glenn Beck was behind this, they had 2 young people go out, and one said that he was a procurer, and the other said she was a prostitute. And they solicited and elicited all kinds of commentary on how to break laws, and some of them terrible things. And I try to make it a non-political event. I try to make it into, these people are very simply continually breaking the law. They should be prosecuted. And, of course, they're not going to be. But let's get their funding taken away, and let's get them done away with.
Mr. Chairman, do you feel that Glenn Beck is behind all of them? We've witnessed ACORN offices in 4 different states, and it galls me to see how they violate their job, and they are such criminals, and they're breaking criminal statutes, even to promote a brothel, not just a brothel in New York City, but a brothel here in San Diego and a brothel located in San Francisco. We've witnessed ACORN advising others to violate tax laws. It has also been revealed now that ACORN has been operating illegally in the state of Maryland for over 3 years. Here in California, an ACORN worker describes how she murdered her husband. Mr. Chapman, is there any justice out there?
Well, obviously, with this administration and the last 2, there isn't. You can't get any help in the courts. There's 3 different sections of courts. One is for the rich, the other is for you and I, and then these special people who are now in this limelight, there's a special section for them as well. And if the illuminists behind government continue with the program that they've got going to destroy America and the world for that matter, to institute world government and enslave us all, they better be prepared. And all these people who are breaking the law better be prepared for justice, because it's going to come.
Amen to that.
Incidentally, I was very happy to see the tape and the interviews of Charlie Sheen, mostly by Alex Jones. Charlie grew up in Malibu, where I lived for a long time, and I was involved in Little League and soccer, and I was commissioner of this, that, and the other thing. And I knew his father very well because we went to church together. And Charlie was a wild kid, believe me. And he was a very, very good baseball player. And I'm glad to see he's reached the stature that he has. And I commend him for stepping out and going head-to-head with these monsters who created and executed 9/11. And I hope that what he's doing can finally get us a second commission, and we can really find out what happened.
And that will work, and that's a good place to start. We'll take a little break. Mr. Chapman will be back here 3.5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Malone Raines III, a Marines Disquisition, heard live around the world on Wind Talkers Radio Network and off the Internet with Blog Talk Radio.